I did do that, but I spent my money. I work nearly 24 hours a day.
We married.
Hey, don't interrupt me while I'm talking. I will get back to you. Ms. Davis, you have a job.
You see, that shows a man that is proud and a man that is egotistic.
Well, Your Honor, my husband was my first kiss, my first love, and the first time we had sex, I got pregnant. Now he's on my last nerve. Like, my husband is a cheater. Like, I have a baby. My son, my second child was born a few years back, and I had a C-section because my first child was a C-section, so I had a routine. Well, my husband had this trip planned to go out of town with his so-called friends that I never met. Well, I went in labor before that time, but instead of canceling his trip, my husband went on that trip, and I begged him to stay there with me because we had a 2-year-old and a newborn, and I had staples, and I couldn't even walk from a major surgery. I had to have family members to come get me and my kids and take us so that they could help me care for my child.
Mr. Anthony, did you do that?
Yes, ma'am.
Why did you think that was okay?
Right now, today, I don't think it was okay. But the particular instance she's talking about, that child he's about to be 12 in 2 weeks. I was maybe 23, 24 years old, and it was a young, immature mistake that I made. I apologize to her for that, but I don't know how she's throwing this cheating on top of it. Yeah, I made the mistake of leaving my wife, and I had to grow from that.
Did you feel at all badly about him? And it was like, this is the woman you love. She just bore you a child. Was there no anxiety? Was there even an issue about should I or shouldn't I? Or you just didn't care?
I was just being young and stupid, Your Honor.
I've been 23, I've been stupid. But I ain't never done anything like that to anybody I cared about. I don't get that at all.
Yeah, it's weird because I hear stories about men that leave their wife to labor, and for the fact that she had a C-section, that is one of the most vulnerable times a woman actually needs a partner by her side. And that's one of the times where a man is supposed to show that he cares for a woman. You got this woman pregnant, and this woman is about to give birth to your child. Whether it's your first, second, or third child, it doesn't matter. This is the time your wife needs you the most, and you left to go hang out with friends. That is just a very big sign of selfishness and a sign of someone that lacks empathy and lacks love towards his spouse. And this kind of experience is an experience that this woman will never forget, and she'll constantly hold it against him no matter how long it is. It's a very sad one, and it's one that a man should never make.
Having said that, why don't you tell me what you think the primary problem in this relationship is?
Right now, here today?
Yes, right now, here today.
It's definitely finances.
Okay.
I'm drowning. And it's not all because I don't have any money. Mm-hmm. It's just because I lost my job a year ago, which means I don't have the same money. When I tried to start up I did start my own business, but I only been making enough money for ends meet. She's still spending money like, our bank account.
Like you had that other job.
Yeah, like I had the other job, like I'm Donald Trump. To me, when I lost money, she's been spending more money. I'll give you an example. I lost my job, I'm a photographer now. Out doing a shoot, I come home, I can barely see when I come up the driveway. Her truck's just blinging. Like rims, brand new rims. 3 weeks later, I come up in the driveway, I'm blinded even more. She goes and gets bigger rims because she claims those weren't big enough. Now I confronted her and said, Natasha, I don't have a job right now. I can't tell you where my next dollar's coming from unless I leave the house and go make it. Why have you went and spent $2,000 on the first set of rims? Then a month later, you go spend $3,000 more dollars. Well, I'm not making nowhere near the money I was making.
Ms. Davis, did you do that?
I did do that, but I spent my money. I work nearly 24 hours a day.
We married.
Hey, don't interrupt me while I'm talking. I will get back to you. Ms. Davis, you have a job.
You see, that shows a man that is proud and a man that is egotistic. This was a time for you to apologize to the judge because you actually interjected the judge. I'm sorry, Judge, I won't do that again. That's a very simple courtesy. He was quiet in court. That's a man that has his ego bruised and would rather not say anything than speak at all.
Ms. Davis, you have a job.
Right, I have a job, but we also have a business that he's talking about being a photographer. I am the business. I book all the clients, I book the shoots, I do the editing.
Does that justify you spending all your money on nonsense? And rims are nonsense.
Well, rims are nonsense. You're right. But I didn't buy the rims without paying the light bill and making sure the bills are paid and the kids are taken care of. Everything is taken care of. It's just if I want to go out and do something nice for myself, then I felt like I should be able to.
That's illogical, and I'll tell you why. I mean, if you want to do something nice for yourself, go get a pedicure. Money is not for soothing your emotions. It's for taking care of your business. If your kids get sick, if the business goes under, if something happens, you have to have money there.
But if he wasn't playing PlayStation all day long, we wouldn't even be having this
Even
conversation
if he's
about
acting
money.
a stone cold fool, the fact that he's not bringing in any money does not make you spending on money that you don't have make any sense. Don't make any sense at all. Mr. Anthony, how often do you play video games?
That's already another sign of him being guilty as charged. He really plays video games. I'm sure he's using it as an escape for the fact that he's jobless. Oh, sorry, he has a job. We also have to talk about the lady's spending habit. It was irrational and unfair that she actually spends that amount of money on rims. And she knew that her husband's side of the finances is lacking. She should have at least saved that money or put it spending for other things.
Your Honor, he is up. He's talking about playing with the kids. It's 2 or 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and he's sitting up playing the video games when he needs to be asleep so he can get up and find him a job
That's
in the
my
morning.
time to clear my head, Your Honor. I cook, I clean, I cut grass, I drop up and pick off from school. I go out and make money. I'm busy all throughout the day. Okay. At the end of the day, if I need some quiet time and I sit down and play video games, I don't understand what the problem should be.
I totally get his perspective because I've been there too. Sometimes men try to find an escape and they just try to find it in something that will distract them from reality or something that will make them not think about their current situation too long. And for him, it is playing video games, using it as an escape from reality and just trying to find excitement in a very bad situation.
You say you don't trust her. Why is that?
There have been instances where I've seen her interacting with other men that it's not agreeable to a marriage. One day I'm in the bed watching TV. Our computer's there on the bed. Flip the computer up. It's still up on her Facebook page. Click on her messages, some sexual position or what have you. Not her. It's like a photograph, but then her and this guy are making these comments about
that
exactly,
photo,
which I thought was disrespectful to me.
The picture was on a social networking site, and I have a lot of friends on the site, and so
These
they
were
make
inbox
comments.
Hang on.
This particular person was a friend of mine and made a comment about the picture. Well, we were just joking back and forth about the picture, but I never said like I wanted to be with him or it was a joke about a sexual position on a
How am I
picture.
supposed to know? How am I supposed to know?
Yeah, here's my rule on that one. If my husband can't watch me say, if I'm uncomfortable with him back there watching me do it, I don't do it at all.
I sent the picture to his phone and told him we need to try this.
I didn't get the messages. I didn't get the
The
messages.
same day, I sent the picture to his phone. I'm like, we need, because that was the most amazing position I've ever seen in my life.
I didn't get the messages. She didn't send me the messages from the
Wait,
guy.
hang on though. Did she send you the picture and say, let's do this?
Yeah, I got a
Did she?
text to my phone.
That's a wonderful thing. Don't you think, after 12 years?
I think what the problem is he's insecure because of the things that he has done. Like, there was one.
Yeah, but let's address that though. Even though she sent the pictures to him, we don't know the context of the messages that she and the other guy that she was chatting with in the inbox were talking about. But it's just weird, talking erotic or having erotic conversations, even though it's referencing a picture when you're married. It's just weird doing it with someone else. If it's not your spouse, it's weird. It's actually a weird thing to do.
Time right before I had my son, maybe a week or two, I was going into early labor. Well, he was a bartender and he worked nights, so he was hardly ever at home. Well, this particular night I was in a lot of pain and I thought that I was going to go into labor. I kept calling his phone. He wouldn't answer the phone, so I had to call a family member to come to the house and take me to the corner store to get a Tylenol or something, or take me to the hospital, what have you. Well, we get to the store, which is not far from our house, and I see his car parked at the store. At first, I got relieved because I'm like, okay, I can tell him he can take care of me. I go in the store looking for him. He's not in the store. I go out the door, and there are these two guys at the payphone. So I go over to these gentlemen, and I asked them, I said, did you see the guy that was in this car? And they were like, yeah, he just left a little while ago. A lady drove up in a black car. She got out. They hugged. She went in the store and came back out. He gets in the driver's seat of her car. She gets in the passenger seat, and they leave, and they're gone. So that's what happened. So at this point, I'm livid. I'm calling his phone. He's trying to explain to me that this is his friend and, you know, they're all this and that, and that she's a lesbian and she doesn't like men. And so they were just hanging out.
Mr. Anthony, what's your version of that story?
We were shopping, so to speak.
Shopping?
Not shopping
2:30
as
in the
far
morning.
as, we both had gotten off of work, okay? We got a friend that's a rapper, okay? He has some new CDs he wants us to pick up. Now, this is a friend. She knows this particular woman. Yeah, I made the mistake of getting in the car with her, but it was just innocent us going to find this particular studio this guy was at so we could purchase these CDs from him.
At 2:30 in the morning.
Well, I get off of work at 12 at night. So to me, that's like 2, 3 in the afternoon.
This same woman, the very next day after I've thrown him out and we're into it, she has the audacity. Apparently, he contacted her to tell her what was going on. She came to my door. Mind you, I'm pregnant. Kind of aggressive, trying to explain to me that they don't have nothing going on and that's her friend and she gonna be friends with him and this and that and the third. And I mean, it was just it was almost an argument, but at this point, I'm not in a position to be arguing and fighting because I could go in labor.
But Judge, this woman here is beautiful. This particular woman she's talking about, she's unattractive. And that's why I let my guard down because I thought, this is not somebody I have any kind of emotions toward.
Were you there at the house when she came and confronted your wife?
Yes, I was.
And
I had no idea she was coming, though.
Yeah, but once she got there, what did you do?
I just prayed that it wouldn't go the wrong way. I mean...
You defend your household and you defend your wife, and nobody should come and confront her when you're present in your home. Shouldn't happen. You say she has a bad temper. Why don't you tell me about that?
Say the grass is not cut. She expected the grass to be cut. It's just rah, 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 Tasmanian devil.
Yeah, let me ask you this, and I believe you. I believe she goes Tasmanian, don't you? Okay, I believe you. Let me ask you this. Do you have a history of not getting done what you need to get done? No,
I would disagree with that.
Okay.
My husband.
What is your opinion with respect to that?
He is a procrastinator. Like, we've got a house that we bought. We bought it outright. We had to renovate it. Well, the house is not very pretty. I asked him for months. I even went out and bought the paint and all the supplies for him to do it. Do you think he did? No. I had to get up on a ladder and do it myself. I took my son and we went out there, and then he gets mad at me because I'm doing it and I didn't give him a chance to do it. I get down because we're arguing. Go in the house for an hour thinking, okay, he's gonna finish it. I walk back outside, this fool out here playing basketball across the street with his kid, and they not painting the house. So the house got painted, but I had to paint it myself.
Mr. Anthony, did you come up light, not paint the house?
You know, she can nitpick and find all these little small things here and there, but we've been together a long time. The majority of the time when she comes home and she eats, I cook the food, okay? When she needs to get where she going, I drive her there. I guess I'm not 100% the perfect man to where every light bulb, every shingle isn't painted, but I feel like I contribute as much as I can to our family.
Why don't you tell me what was...
That is actually a very good response to our accusation. And the truth is that it's easier to remember the things that the person doesn't do than to remember all the things that he did. So when she's talking about him being a procrastinator and not renovating the house or painting it, she should also remember that he has been doing a lot of things, and the fact that he can actually defend himself that they've been married for over 12 years already shows that he was actually doing a lot of things, which is actually fair on his path. You could see that Judge Lynn didn't really ask him any more questions. And this is one thing that happens a lot in marriages, where the wife wants the man to do something at a particular time, but the man just doesn't put it in his priority list and just keeps it at the back of his mind to do it at his own convenience. But when his convenience doesn't match the timing of the woman now has to do it by herself and blames the man for not doing it. I've been guilty of this a lot of times because my wife sometimes wants things to be done at a particular time, but I don't just put it at the back of my mind because there are other things in my head. But the truth is, there's always room for improvement and there's always room for growth.
The final straw for you when you decided that this marriage was no longer worth saving?
I mean, well, the final straw for me is that, okay, he talks about my rims. Reggie took my rims off the car, and I brought a picture so that you guys could see it. So I'm at work, and he takes the rims off my car, and he sold my rims because he said we needed money for something, but he's gonna buy me a new pair of rims. Okay, it's been months. He has not bought me a new pair of rims. The money, we're still in financial crisis. I'm still breaking my neck, and he still hasn't found him a real steady job to pay the bills. So at this point, it's like, I love my husband. Like, he's the only man I ever loved in my whole life. And The only thing I need for him to do is to take care of me, to provide for me. I can live without those rims, but don't make promises to me that you can't keep.
I feel like that's such a minor thing that she can overlook, but she has already registered herself with so many of his mistakes and his flaws that now she's tired and she wants a divorce.
Ms. Davis, you are seeking $2,716.93 for a cost of cameras, promotional materials, and you're looking for $1,999 for those rims. Tell me why. I understand the rim story. I get that completely. Why don't you tell me about the camera and the promotional materials you think you should be reimbursed for to the...
Well, the camera and the promotional materials are for our business. Like he said, we share this business, but we get a divorce, that means we have to separate the business, which means I'll have to be able to continue on with my side of the business. We only have the one camera. We only have those certain things. So if we're going to separate, then I need him to give me half so I can go buy another camera.
I can't cut the
What
camera
is
in
your
half.
response to that?
She can keep the software.
Do you contend that she did not contribute meaningfully to the business?
No, I wouldn't say that.
Okay. You also have a countersuit where you are seeking a total of $1,392.77 for a computer.
I want it all, Your Honor. I want the computer, the laptop. Maybe she can keep the software because that's
the
what
Photoshop,
She doesn't even use that stuff.
video
That's why she can keep
card, sales tax.
She can keep the software because that's what she spends a lot of her time on.
I got it. Here's what I got to say. I'm gonna say an emotional thing, and I'm gonna say an economic thing, and then I'm gonna say goodbye. The emotional thing is this. Her problem is she feels at the end of the day responsible for everything. You feel like you contribute, she feels responsible. And the difference between that is a whole lot of pressure. So when you come up light here, there, and everywhere, she feels like the whole burden of holding the family up is on her shoulders. What you need to do is stop coming up light so often and step out there and get a job at fast food or whatever to bring something in steady so she doesn't feel she's wilding out because she's afraid. Anger is a reaction to fear. That's what it is. What you need to do is quit hollering, because hollering does not convince him to do anything. All it does is make him upset and angry. And number two, you need to be responsible about your money. My father, born dirt poor, died pretty well off. He used to tell me that just because you can buy something doesn't mean you can afford it. You could buy those rims, but you could not afford them. He also said, if you can see all of your money, you're not doing it right. Your money is not to be witnessed by the world. Your money is to be taken to the bank. Your money should make more money for you, not sell an image to the rest of the world. You need to know that. You get your economic situation together, you get your jump on it together, and you might be able to stay together for the children. Having said that, I will say this. If indeed you two do separate, you both have added, as you admitted, equally to this business. And as such, no matter who was using what, you both are entitled to half the value of the equipment that was required to forward that business. The total amount of that money is $2,785.54. Half of that is $1,392.77. You will maintain possession of that equipment and you will pay her out half the value, which is $1,392.77 in favor of Ms. Davis. It is so ordered.
All rise. Parties may leave the courtroom.
This is actually a very good verdict for Judge Lintola. I'm also happy that she didn't address the rims part, because whatever the guy sold the rims for, he actually used it to put back into the business of the family. So she didn't even talk about the rims, she just talked about the investment in the business. But that aside, like the man said, it is just finances that is making his wife want to separate with him. He is really coming up light in that area and he needs to do better in terms of finding a job and providing for his family. This is not a case of they need to separate because of how bad their situation is. It is something that they can actually work together and just try to come out better in their own areas. He needs to find a job so he can bring more food to the table, and she also needs to give him a little bit of grace and not spend frivolously. But tell me what you think about this whole situation. I'll go by name East Coast Prince. This is East Coast Talks, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.